numerator. So here conversion of, not only conversion, some problems and rational numbers. Problems and rational numbers. Okay. See, till fourth problem I have explained in our previous class. Now I am continuing the class exercise 1.3. Okay. Coming to the fifth question. If 2/5 of a number, 2/5 of a number exceeds 1/7 of the same number, 1/7 of the same number by 36. Find the number. Okay, observe the question here. 2/5, 1/7 of the same number by 36. Find the number. They are asking to find the number. So let the required number is equal to x. Let the required number is equal to x. Whatever number we need to find, let it be x. And 2/5 of the number exceeds the 1/7 of the number by 36. Means the difference between those two numbers will be equal to 36. 2/5 of the number, that is 2/5 of x, will exceed the 1/7 of the number, 1/7 of x by 36. Exceeding is nothing but plus. So it is 2/5 of the number is equal to the 1/7 of the number plus 36. Okay. Now so 2/5 into x, that is nothing but 2x by 5 is equal to 1 into x, that is x by 7 plus 36. Bring the x terms to one side. 2x by 5 minus x by 7 is equal to 36. Go for cross multiplication. 7 to the 14x minus 5 into x is equal to 5x divided by 5 7 is 35, which is equal to 36. Do the simplification, that's all. 14 minus 5, that is nothing but 9x. By 35, by bringing this side, multiplication, that is 35. Sorry, that will be equal to 36 into 35 by 9. 9 ones are 9 fours are. Okay, so x is equal to 4 5s are 20, 4 3s are 12, 12 plus 2 is equal to 40. So the number 40. Okay, this is the way simplified. Several problems here, whole numbers we have studied. Now we are performing. Okay. Now observe, if 2/5 of the number exceeds 1/7 of the same number by 36, find the number. So what is the relation? This is given in the statement form. We need to write in algebraic form by using the variables. That's all. If you are forming the equation, then only you can your simplification is possible easily. Now 2/5 of the number means 2/5 of x is equal to 1/7 of the number exceeding in the sense plus 36. So by simplifying this, we will get the required number value. That's all. Now coming to the next problem. So these problems once again I am revising. Fifth and sixth problems I am revising once again. Now sixth problem, observe. Two pieces of length. Two pieces of length. 2 3/5 meters and 3 3/10 meters are cut off from a rope. Are cut off from a rope. From a rope 11 meters long. Okay. What is the length of the remaining type? Remaining rope. What is the length of the remaining rope? So this is my question. Observe the question. Two pieces of length. Two pieces of length, 2 3/5 meters and 3 3/10 meters are cut off from the rope of 11 meters long. What is the length of the remaining rope? Means this 11 meters rope, length of the 11 meters rope, 11 meters rope is divided into three parts. First part length is 2 3/5 meters and another part is equal to 3 3/10 meters. What is the remaining length? So suppose I have a stick, okay, and total length of the stick is equal to 10 meters, for suppose. Okay, now I have divided 2 meters. Okay, now what is the remaining length? That is the question. Here, length of the rope given 11 meters. One part length is equal to 2 3/5 meters and other part is equal to 3 3/10 meters. Now I want to find out this missing part. Here 2 plus 3, 6. For 6, how much I need to add to get 10? 6 plus 4, again 4. So 4, 4, 6, 8, 8 plus 2, 10. Okay. See, we don't know this value. For that, what time total length of the stick is equal to 10 meters. 2 plus 6 plus 6 is equal to 4. Is the remaining slope is equal to 11 meters. So 33/10 meters. Okay, now coming to the total length of the rope. Total length of the rope. Otherwise, total length of the pieces find out first. Total length of the pieces is equal to 13/5 plus 33/10. So coming to the LCM, instead of I am going for graph multiplication, I am taking LCM. So in 5 table we will get 10. In 5 table we will get 10. So if we are having like that number, highest number will become as LCM and smallest number will be becoming as a HCM. So 5 and 10 LCM will be 10. And in 5 table when we will get 10, 5 2s are 10. So what is the numerator here? 13. So 13 into 2 we have to do. 13 2s are 20. So no need to multiply anything. 39/10. Okay. 6 plus 3 9. 59/10. 59/10 meters. This is the length of 2 pieces. Now, what are they given in the question? Total length of the rope is equal to 11 meters. So here only mention given total length of the rope is equal to total length of the rope is equal to 11 meters. So now the required, what is the length of the remaining rope? So therefore required length is equal to required length as I shown before. Okay, as I shown before, total length minus length of the remaining two pieces. If you are length of the two pieces, if we are doing, we will get the length of the remaining rope. That is equal to total length is 11 meters minus length of two pieces is equal to 59 by 10 meters. So which is equal to, go for cross multiplication, 10 into 11, 110 minus 1 into 59, 59 by 10. So which will be equal to 10 minus 9 is equal to 1. 10 minus 5 is equal to 5. 51 by 10 meters. That is improper fraction converted into mixed fraction. 10 5 is 50 plus 1 by 10. 51, 5 1 by 10 meters. Okay. This is the way to do. Already we did the fifth question and sixth question in our previous class. So once again I have explained. Now coming to the seventh question. The cost of 7 2 by 3 meters of cloth. Meters of cloth is 12 3 by 4 rupees. 12 3 by 4 rupees. Find the cost per meter. Okay, this is the question. Now observe the answer. Cost of 7 2 by 3 meters of cloth is that much. So both are given in rational numbers. That's why use it of rational numbers. The problem from rational numbers I have. And find the cost per meter. For 1 meter, what is the cost we need to find? See, first suppose I have told you cost of 12 pence is equal to 240 rupees. Otherwise, cost of 10 pence is equal to 20 rupees. Cost of 10 pence is equal to 20 rupees. Then what is the cost of 1 pen? That is nothing but 20 by 10, which is equal to 2 rupees. So for each pen, we will get 2 rupees. How we did total cost by number of pens. Here also same thing. Total cost of the cloth divided by total how many meters of cloth is there. Then we will get the value for 1 cloth, 1 meter cloth. Okay. Now given total length of the cloth is equal to 7 2 by 3 meters. So it is a mixed fraction, convert it into improper. 7 3 is a 21, 21 plus 2 is a 23 by 3 meters. Okay. And cost of cloth, given cost of cloth equal to cost of the total cloth. Cost of the total cloth equal to 12 3 by 4 meters. So again it is improper mixed fraction, convert it into improper fraction. 12 4 is 48, 48 plus 3, 51 by 4 meters. Okay. Now what we have to do, find the cost per meter. So therefore cost of 1 meter cloth equal to total cost 51 by 4 divided by 51 by 4 divided by 23 by 3. Okay. So which will be equal to 51 by 4. Division I am changing into multiplication by taking the reciprocal of the next number. That is 3 by 23. Okay. So do the multiplication. 3 1s are 3, 3 5s are 15, 4 3s are 12, 4 2s are 8 plus 1 9. So this is the simplification. We are now coming to the next question. So observe this question once again. This is a total cost of the cloth for these many meters given and asking for 1 meter cloth. So total length of the cloth equal to 23 by 3 meters and cost of total cloth given 12 3 by 4 rupees. Therefore, cost of one cloth will be equal to total cost by total length of the cloth. That's all. If we are doing in that way, we will get its cost. We are doing for cost. So rupees. Okay, 153 by 92. If you want to take the decimal notation value, you can. Now coming to the next problem. Find the area of a rectangular park. Find the area of a rectangular park. Find the area of a rectangular park, which is 18 3 by 5 meters long and okay, observe the question. Find the area of a rectangular park. So here they have mentioned rectangular park. Area of the rectangle. What is the formula for area of the rectangle? So that is nothing but length into breadth. If they are asking perimeter, 2 into L plus B. Here length into breadth. So for that what values we need? Length and breadth value. So what is the length of the rectangular park given? 18 3 by 5 meters long. That is nothing but length of the park is equal to 18 3 by 5 meters. And 8 2 by 3 meters broad. That is nothing but breadth. Okay. From the given question, given length of the park. Length of the park L is equal to 18 3 by 5 meters. So that is nothing but convert it into improper fraction. 18 5 is 90. 90 plus 3 93. 93 by 5 meters. Okay. Then coming to the breadth. Breadth of the park is equal to B is equal to 8 2 by 3 meters. So that is nothing but again mixed fraction converted into improper fraction. 8 3s are 24 plus 2. 26 by 3 meters. Okay. Now they are asking area of the park. So area of the rectangular park will be equal to area of the rectangular park is equal to L into B. So that is nothing but L value is 93 by 5 into B value is 26 by 3 meters and meters, that is square meters, meter square. Okay. Now do the cancellation. Okay. 3 3s are 9, 3 1s are 3. That's all. 31 into 26 by 5. Okay. So So do the cancellation. 5 6 are 30, 10. 5 2 are 10. So now do the multiplication. 6.2 into 26. Then you will get the answer. That is nothing but 26 into 62. 2 6 are 12. 2 2 are 4 plus 1 5. 6 6 are 36. 6 2 are 12 plus 3 is equal to 15. 2 11 6 1. And before one digit we have points. So 161.2 meters square. So area of the rectangular park is equal to 161.2 meters square. If you want to represent in the form of improper question. So once again, I am telling here they have mentioned the shape of the park, that is rectangle. So we have area of the rectangle, formula, length into breadth. So here they have mentioned area of the rectangle. If they are asking perimeter of the rectangle, in that case we need to use 2 into L plus B. If they have changed the shape, suppose square given, area of the square is equal to side into side we must do. But if perimeter of the square they are given 4 into side. So like that we need to use the different formulas for the different shapes. So here they have used the rectangular shape, but the numbers given in the rational form. That's why we have simplified by using the rational. That's all. Now coming to the next problem. Find the area of the rectangular park. Next, sorry. What number should minus 33 by 16 be divided by to get minus 11 by 4? So while we are simplifying this type of questions, reading the sentence is very, very important. And by reading the sentence, you must note down the points, whatever they have mentioned. Observe the question. What number should minus 33 by 16 be divided by to get minus 11 by 4. So this is the question. So it is very clear here, divided by, they are asking, that means division operation. What number they have asked. So first of all, let the required number is equal to, x first step. So what number should be divided? That means for this, we need to divide with x. Get the result minus 11 by 4. So statement I am reading, observe. Minus 33 by 16 must be divided by the number, that is divided by x, to get the answer as minus 11 by 4. So once again I am reading, what number should be divided by, what number should minus 33 by 16 be divided, so that number I am taking as x, to get, that means the result equal to minus 11 by 4. So like this we need to understand the statement first. Now, so what I'm doing, minus 33 by 16 division changing in reciprocal, that is x reciprocal is 1 by, now x we need to get in the numerator, so bring that side, minus 33 by 16 into is equal to minus 11 by 4 into x by 1, that is nothing but x. So which will be equal to minus 33 by 16. This into term completely brings it. So take the reciprocal of that value. To equal to x. So 11 ones are 11 threes are, 4 ones are 4 fours are. And minus into minus will become plus. So x is equal to minus will get cancelled. That is, so minus into minus will become plus. 3 by 4 will be the result. So if you are dividing minus 33 by 16 with 3 by 4, you will get the answer minus 11 by 4. Okay. Once again, I am telling, just observe, read the statement properly. Let the real number as x. So according to the question, minus 30 by 6 must be divided with x to get the result minus 11 by 4. Okay. Then simplify this by using the mathematical operations. That's all. So whenever division is there, we need to change it into multiplication by taking its reciprocal. That's all. Now coming to the next question is if 36 trousers of equal sizes, 6 trousers of equal sizes can be stitched with a 64 meters of cloth. What is the length of the cloth required? What is the length of the cloth required for each trouser? Okay, observe the question. If 36 trousers of equal sizes can be stitched with 64 meters of cloth. Okay, what is the length of the cloth required for each trouser? For one trouser, we need to find out the answer. So already I told you, maximum whenever more numbers of trousers value they are given and asking for one trouser, in that case go for division. Okay, if one value given, for suppose cost of one pen is equal to 10 rupees. What is the cost of 5 pens? That is 5 into 10, 50. So for one item they are given and then number of items increased. In that case, we have to go for multiplication. Here number of items is more, number of trousers more, they are given the value and they are asking for one item. Okay, each trouser means one value. In this case, reversely we have to do, that is division we need to do. So now observe, in this question given total number of trousers, total cloth equal to 64 meters. Okay, and total number of trousers is equal to 36. Therefore, cloth required for one trouser is equal to total length divided by number of trousers, 36 trousers. Okay. Now go with the cancellation. What we will get? 4 tables. 4 ones are 4, 24, 4 6 are 24, 4 9s are 36. That's all. So 16 by 9 meters. 16 by 9 in the sense it is an improper fraction converted into mixed fraction. 9 2s are 18. So 9 ones are 9. 7 by 9 meters. So length of one trouser is equal to 17 by 9 meters. So like that, total 36 trousers can be stitched with the 64 meters of cloth. So in this way, we need to perform different operations on rational numbers. Here we have studied how we are converting decimals to different types of decimals to rational numbers, and also how we are applying mathematical operations and rational numbers, that is addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. All these four we have applied here in this exercise only. Now coming to the next 11th problem. When the repeating decimal when the repeating decimal, next question mark, when the repeating decimal 0.363636 and so on is written in simplest form, simplest fractional form, P by Q and is P plus P plus Q. So just observe this question we have. We need to convert the given decimal number into P by Q form. So they only mention that when the repeating decimal, so that is non-terminating repeating decimal, we need to convert it into P by Q form. After that, what is the sum of numerator and denominator? We need to find. That's all. So very simple question. Let x is equal to 0.363636 and so on. That is 36. Okay. Let it be equation 1. Okay. Now, what is the period and periodicity of this number? We will find. Period is equal to which numbers are repeating? 3 and 6. That complete number 36, 36, 36, like that it is repeated. Period decimal is equal to 36. And what is the periodicity? Periodicity, the number is equal to how many digits? 3, and now whatever periodicity we got, that we need to take, we need periodicity. So we need to multiply with 100 for the equation 1. So 100 into equation 1. What we will get? 100x is equal to, point will move right side by 2 digits because we are multiplying with 100. So 36.3636 and so on. Equation 2. Okay. Now do the subtraction. That is the first equation, subtract from the second equation. Now what we will get? 100x is equal to 36.3636 and so on. And the first equation is x is equal to 0.3636 and so on. Now do the subtraction. Minus 100 minus x is equal to 99x. It is equal to 0, 0. Here all decimal digits will become zeros. 36 minus 0 is equal to 36. So 99x is equal to 36, and x is equal to 36 by 99. So it is not in the simplest form, but they are asking to convert into simplest fractional form. So 3 ones are 3 twos are, 3 threes are 3 threes are, 3 fours are 12, 3 11s are. That's all. X is equal to 4 by 11 is the simplified form. Now x is equal to P by Q form, that is equal to 4 by 11. So P is equal to 4 and Q is equal to 11. So they are asking the sum P plus Q. That is nothing but P value is 4 and Q value is 11. 4 plus 11 is equal to 15. So like this we need to simplify. So all this conversion in our previous class we did very easily. Several problems we have solved on the conversion of decimals to rational numbers, that is in the form of P by Q. So they may ask the question, convert the given decimals to rational numbers. Otherwise, convert the given decimals to P by Q form. In that way, they will ask the question. So like this, we need to simplify. So all these questions, whatever I have explained now from the exercise only I have explained. So some of the questions we have before the exercise, those that try these, do these problems are there. So those problems try yourself. Now my question is, so with this complete exercise problems are finished. Complete the chapter problems were finished. So once again I'll revise in the tomorrow's class and some of the more questions I'll tell you. Okay. Now observe the question. Convert the decimals. Convert the decimals. 0.9 bar, 14.5 bar, and 1.24 bar. Two rational forms. Two rational forms. Okay, now observe this. First number was 0.9 bar, which is equal to, see, I have told you we can do this method in shortcut method also. Before that, do the formal method, whatever we know, x is equal to 0.9 bar, that is 0.99999 and so on. Let it be equation 1. And what is its periodicity? Observe. So what is the periodicity of x? Periodicity is equal to, so how many digits are repeating? 1, 9 only. That is nothing but 9. And period is, periodicity is 1. Period is 9. So period also you want to mention. Periodicity is 1. We need to multiply it to equation 1. What we will get? 10 into x. 10x is equal to, so because we are multiplying with 10, this point will come right side by 1 digit, because only 1 0 we have in this. So that is nothing but 9.999 and so on. Equation 2. Okay. Now do the subtraction. That is, subtract the first equation from the second equation. So 10x is equal to 9.999 and so on. And x is equal to 0.999. So now do the subtraction. What we will get? 0, 0, 0 means in the decimal place no points are there. All are zeros. 9 minus 0 is 9. 10x minus x is equal to 9. So 9x is equal to 9. Then x will be equal to 9 by 9. 9 will get cancelled. So x is equal to 1 will be the answer. So what is the solution for this value? 0.9 bar is equal to 1. Okay. This one we can do in shortcut method also, as I told you before. See, let the given number as x is equal to 0.9 bar. Okay. 0.9 bar. Now, in shortcut method, how we can do? Complete number we need to write first. That is 0, 9 we have to write it. But 0, 9 is nothing but 9 itself. Okay. Minus, how many digits doesn't have the bar symbol? This bar not repeating. Which digits are not repeating? Subtract them from the 9. So that is 0. Divided by, how many digits are the bar? So equal to 9 minus 0 is 9 by 9. 9 ones are 9 ones are. So equal to x is equal to 1. So instead of complete procedure, we can do in shortcut method. Okay, remember it. So while we are doing questions, we need to while we are doing general questions, when we are solving, we have to follow this formal method. Okay. Now coming to the next question. X is equal to 14.5 bar. So this question already finished. Now this problem I am explaining. And listen here, after the decimal point, every digit is repeating. So it is a pure recurring decimal. And here also pure recurring decimal. But coming to the third question, some of the digits are repeating and some are not repeating. Here two decimal digits are there, 2 and 4. 4 is repeating value and 2 is non-repeating value. So that means it is a mixed recurring decimal. Okay. Now coming to the second question, 14.5 bar. So first elaborate this number. By using the formal method, I am telling first of all 5, 5, 5 and so on. Let it be equation 1. Okay. Now find its period and periodicity. Period of the given number is equal to which number is repeating? 5. So period is 5. And what is the periodicity? How many digits are repeating? Only 1. That is 5 is on 5. That one digit only repeating. That's the periodicity is 1. And now, so because periodicity is 1, we need to multiply the equation 1 with 10. So that is 10 into equation 1. What we will get? 10x is equal to 14 and point is there. So this point will come by one digit. That is 145.555 and so on. Equation 2. Okay. Now coming to the next. Subtract the first equation from the second equation. So 10x is equal to 145.555 and so on minus first equation is x is equal to 14.555 and so on. So do the subtraction. What we will get at the decimal place, we will not get any point. All are zeros only. And 5 minus 4 is 1. 4 minus 1 is 3. 131. 9x is equal to 131. X is equal to 131 by 9. That's all. Here no cancellation is possible. So this is the whatever decimal is there, we have converted into rational form. That is P by Q form. 131 by 9. That's all. Now coming to do the another method. That is x is equal to 14.5 bar. Okay. Now observe this method. What we have to do, as I told you, write the number first 145 minus how many digits the bar, that 4 does not have the bar. So subtract that number, that is 14 by how many digits are having the bar? Only one digit, that is equal to 9. So 145 minus 14 by 9. That is nothing but 5 minus 4 is 1. 4 minus 1 is 3 and 1. 131 by 9. 131 by 9 is nothing but P by Q form. See, in this method, whatever answer we got, here also we got the same answer. So in this way, we need to choose the two methods, very easiest method. So remember these two shortcuts. And now coming to the next one, third question. So formal method was very easy. Two questions were finished. Now coming to the third problem. That is, let x is equal to 1.24 bar. So here 2 is non-repeating and 4 is repeating after the decimal point. That's why it is mixed recurring decimal. So now expand it. X is equal to 1. Again, take its period and periodicity. What is the period? Which number is repeating? Only 4. So period is 4. So how many digits are repeating? Only one digit. That is periodicity is equal to 1. So because periodicity is 1, we need to multiply with 10. So multiply the equation 1 with 10. What we got 4 and so on. Equation 2. Now go for subtraction. Equation 2 minus equation 1. So what we will get? 10x is equal to 12.444 and so on. And x is equal to 1.244 and so on. So do the subtraction. Minus we got. Minus we have to do. So here we get 4 minus 4, 0. 4 minus 4, 0. 4 minus 2 is 2. Here all the decimal digits we are not getting 0. See, one of the digit we got to 2. Point 2 minus 1 is 1 and 1, and here 9x. So 9x is equal to 11.2. 9x is equal to 11.2. Again, it is a decimal. So before that, convert it into 9x 1 by x. Then x is equal to 112 by 9 into 10. Because here multiplication by bringing inside division. So that is nothing but 112 by 90. So it is not in the simplified form, convert it into simplest form. Whatever you will get the answer, that is the answer. So now observe this in another method. So let x is equal to 1.24 bar. Now as I told you, write a complete number. 124 minus whatever digits are not those digits 12. For them 9 you have to take. But here only one thing. In the decimal place, those who are having the bar, for them take 9. So those who doesn't have the bar, for them take 0. So here for 4 I am taking 9. For 2 I am taking 0 because 2 does not have the bar. Okay. While we are checking denominator, we need to come check only in the decimal place. No need to go for first one. While we are writing the numerator, we need to take before the point also. Okay, now which is equal to 124 minus 12. 2, 1, 1 by 90. See, here 112 by 90, here also 112 by 90. Now simplify. 2 6 are 12. 2 4 are 8. 2 5 are 10. So 56 by 45. That's all. That is whatever they are. So this is about how to convert the non-terminating. Some more examples. So once again, I am revising all the topics whatever we have discussed in this chapter. First of all, what is a rational number? We have studied known as a rational number. Okay, and if we are unable to represent the number in the P by Q form, those are said to be irrational numbers. Okay, and before the rational numbers, all the natural numbers are rational numbers. Why? Because 1, 2, 3, every number is we can write in the form of 1 by 1, 2 by 1, 3 by 1, 4 by 1, and so on. So that's why every natural number is a rational number. And coming to the whole number. So except only for the set of numbers. So 0 by anything is 0 only. Means that is P by Q form is available. So all the whole numbers are rational numbers. And coming to integers, positive numbers, negative numbers, and 0 together integers. Even positive or negative or 0. Every number we can write in the form of P by Q. To be and to the so fraction is of P by Q. Only rational numbers we can take negative numbers also. So in this chapter we have studied about rational numbers, and definition we have studied first of all. Okay, after that properties of rational numbers we have studied and we have applied on several questions. Properties of rational numbers. And in the next topic we have studied about representation of rational numbers. Representation of rational numbers on the number line. Okay, so now we have studied about representation of rational numbers. After that, we have studied about how to write the numbers between two rational numbers. So that is rational numbers between lying between any two rational numbers. Lying between any two rational numbers. So here we have studied. After this, types of decimals. Types of decimals. After that, conversion of decimals to rational numbers. Conversion of decimals to rational numbers. All these we have studied in this chapter. Okay, once again I am recalling whatever we have studied. So observe this. First topic, rational number. So what is the rational number definition? Whenever a number is represented in the form of P by Q and P and Q are integers, Q will not be equal to 0. Such numbers are said to be rational numbers, and which we can't express in the form of P by Q. Those are said to be irrational numbers. And properties of rational numbers. Here under this we have studied several properties that those are under action, division. So for mathematical operations we have checked all those properties. What are those properties? Closure property, commutative property, associative property, and identity properties, inverse properties. So several properties we have studied. And coming to the representation of rational numbers on the number line. So in this we have observed how to represent a rational number on the number line. Okay, so where does they lie on the number line? When suppose I have given minus 13 by 5. Minus 13 by 5 is a rational number. So I want to write where it is lying on the number line. I want to say. So to decide that where it is lying, first we need to convert it into improper fraction. 5 2s are 10. 10 plus 3, 13. So because of negative symbol, I am taking negative value. So minus 2 comma minus 3. So this number is lying in between minus 2 and minus 3. Okay, minus 13 by 5 lies between minus 2 and minus 3 on the number line. And coming to the next topic, rational numbers lying between any two rational numbers. See, actually infinite rational numbers are there between any two rational numbers. For suppose 1 and 2 only I am taking. When we have several numbers, that is 1.1, 1.101, 1.10001. Like that, several numbers we have between any two rational numbers. Okay, and coming to the next, infinite numbers of rational numbers are there between two rational numbers. So if they are asking to write any 5, any 4, depending on the question, we need to simplify. Already we have did several problems on this. And coming to the next topic, types of decimals. So here we have several types of decimals. I have told you also. Those are terminating decimals, non-terminating decimals. Terminating decimals in the sense, if suppose I have the decimal numbers like this, 10.14, 0.12 bar, and 0.135 bar, and 0.141215, and so on. Like this, I have several decimal numbers. So here, after the decimal number, if we are able to count the number of decimal digits, those are said to be terminating decimals. Okay, a decimal number consisting finite number of decimal digits, it is known as a terminating decimal. Means which is ending, that is a terminating decimal, and which is not ending. This bar indicates that value is repeating again and again. Means there is no end. Such decimals are said to be non-terminating decimals. Non-terminating decimals are of two types. non-terminating repeating decimals, non-terminating non-repeating decimals. So non-terminating repeating decimals also called as recurring decimals. Non-terminating repeating decimals means this that will not end, but repeatedly whatever digits are coming, those digits only occurs again and again. So that's why non-terminating repeating decimal. And coming to this value, here 0.12 bar means in this number 12 repeatedly coming. That means 0.12 and so on. So this 12 is said to be non-terminating repeating decimal. And coming to this one, here only 5 is repeating. This is also comes under non-terminating repeating decimal. Coming to this one, here this value is not ending and here repetition also not possible. Same numbers are not repeated. That's why it is comes under non-terminating non-repeating decimal. So here we can represent terminating decimals in P by Q form and non-terminating repeating decimals in P by Q form. But we can't express non-terminating non-repeating decimals in P by Q form. Okay, let us revise all these topics again tomorrow class.